Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel. I'm Miley, and today's pick and image reading will be on what your next step is in life. Maybe you've graduated school already, or you're getting ready to graduate soon, or you quit your job and are open and ready for something new in your career, or you've decided to change your life around in some way and you're seeking some guidance on the direction you should take. Whatever your situation may be, you're clearly ready for change and are open to new possibilities that you could potentially obtain. So before we get into the readings, I would like for you to know that you are free to listen to the messages that I channeled today through the cards, and I hope that regardless of what you choose, you will make your decision based on your own inner guidance. On the screen, you have the opportunity here to select which of the three piles with the staircase calls to you the most, and you may select one or more piles if you choose to do so. Because this is a general reading, parts of the channeled messages may or may not resonate, so if it does not resonate, release and do not force it to resonate for whatever your life situation may be at the time you're seeing this video. Now that I have said all of that, if you need more time to determine which pile is meant for you, I will give you more time to meditate on that. And if you don't need any more time selecting the pile that has your name and energy written all over it, then your timestamp for your reading can be found in the description box below. And I'll see you at your selected pile. I hope you enjoy your reading. Hello, my pile number ones. Let's see what your next step in life will be. So for your first three tarot cards, you have the High Priestess reversed, the Knight of Swords upright, and the Three of Swords reversed. Your next step in life is to unblock yourself from healing. That one thing you have been avoiding, it's time to rip the band-aid off and just face it. It's time to free yourself from it. Your next step is to let something go so you can move on to accept more and better opportunities for yourself. This could be quitting your one job to fully commit to the other one that you enjoy more. Maybe the pay is better, maybe the work environment is better, maybe the benefits are better. Something about the second job is more appealing to you than the first job that you have, and so you have no more reason to hold on to the first job anymore. In relation to romance, this could mean starting the process of leaving the relationship and freeing yourself from it so you can begin to make yourself available to find new love, because the one that you currently have isn't treating you properly or with the type of love and respect that you are looking for. I'm hearing you cannot be a student forever, so maybe this is the universe's way of saying to finish out your school year strong because you're about to graduate. If you haven't already, start applying for jobs, to start working in the field of work that you know you want your career to be in. I just keep getting the visual of you moving from one place to another, but you're in between, you're in the middle. You have one foot in the door and one foot out. The universe is saying to completely move yourself out of your old location so you can move into the new one. You could actually be in the process of moving, or you're thinking about moving, and this was your sign to just go for it. Nothing is holding you here in your old location anymore. I'm hearing there's nothing here for you, so why hold on? I'm getting the example of someone contemplating if they should divorce their partner. They have all the reasons in the world to want to divorce their partner. They might have evidence to prove why it would be understandable for them to divorce their partner. They know deep down that they have valid reasons to want to leave the relationship, but they aren't doing anything to take themselves out of the situation. I'm hearing you're sitting on evidence. You've collected all of this information just to not use it. Makes no sense. Why are you wasting your time then? I'm getting the example of, let's say, person A complaining about their life, their job, or their love life to person B, and person B responds with, so what are you gonna do about it? And person A responds back with saying nothing. So then this triggers person B to respond with, so why are you complaining? If this is resonating with you, pal number one, if this sounds familiar to you in some way, I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off and say that you need to put your money where your mouth is. You need to walk the walk like you talk the talk. Your actions need to start matching with the words that are coming out of your mouth. Don't just talk about it, be about it. From the High Priestess card, I'm picking up that your intuition is trying to talk to you so you can take action on something, and you're just letting the message sit there in your mind and body. You were given clear instructions or guidance, but you're not taking it seriously enough to do anything about it. You were given all of the signs to move, but you're not moving, and you can take that message however you want to take it. That could mean moving homes, moving jobs, physically moving your body to exercise, or in general, taking action, being proactive. I'm hearing the song Cinderella by the Cheetah Girls, where they say they're not going to wait for a prince to come in and rescue them. They are going to take action to free themselves instead. They are not going to waste their time and with waiting for someone else to fix their problems. I'm also getting to practice what you preach, pal number one. You may be the type of person who gives really good advice to others, but when it comes to yourself, you may struggle with following your own advice. For your next tarot card, you have the Four of Wands upright, which indicates to me that you will get over this hurdle, this block you may have unintentionally placed on yourself. Now, there will be many more hurdles that you may have to face after this one, but the focus should be on the one that's right in front of you. Can you get over this hurdle? If you can get over this first hurdle, then you can keep going and trust that you can get over the other hurdles, because they look exactly the same. And I do get this feeling of accomplishment coming from the Four of Wands, which makes me want to believe that you'll get over this hurdle. You will remove this block. You will get over your fears of moving on, pal number one. I'm hearing that you will be placed in a better situation. This could be a better home, a better living situation. I'm seeing someone moving from a smaller home into an even bigger home. There is an upgrade that is waiting for you once you finally decide to let go of the place you currently call your home. I'm hearing moving on up. So some of you could get a promotion at your place of work, which could mean a bigger pay, but you can only receive this if you're open to accepting it. To tell me more about the Four of Wands card, you have the Six of Pentacles upright, and so an offer could be made to you that could hope to take you out of your current situation and move you into a better one. You would be required to stick up for yourself and say, yes, I deserve better. I want better for myself. And so I'm willing to accept better. Whatever comes my way that I am meant to receive, I will receive it with an open mind and open arms. Pile number 1, I'm hearing to advocate for yourself. Show up as someone who knows their worth and is willing to do what is necessary to be treated like someone who knows their worth. You don't have to play small. I'm picking up on the example of someone being in a relationship and they know that their partner is cheating on them, or they know that they have the type of relationship where they are constantly on and off. They break up, then they get back together. They break up, and then they get back together. In order for them to reach the Four of Wands and reach happiness, this person has to put an end to this pattern. They would have to move on and let go of this connection because they are not benefiting from it by remaining in this connection, and they could potentially receive so much more than what they are currently are given if they let go and move on. However, that is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. And I think that that is what the universe wants to highlight. There may be a lot of components involved that makes this moving on a lot more difficult. There are feelings that are involved, memories that were made, but there should be some openness towards the new thing that is coming in. It's time to jump towards the next phase in your life. You can't stay in the current phase you are in forever. I'm seeing someone taking a trip down memory lane in the home that they grew up in. And while they've had their ups and downs in this home, they've created so many memories in this home. But now it's time to create some new memories in the new home. The Six of Pentacles is also telling me that the universe wants to bless you with something new coming into your life, an upgrade of what you currently have. This could be that you completely leave one relationship and the universe blesses you with another or a new partner. You get a new car in exchange for your old one. You could leave one job for a better one. You could level up from one position at work to the next one. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on gym shoes. Maybe someone out there has an old pair of sneakers that they love, but the shoes are worn down and this person needs a new pair, maybe an upgraded version of the ones that they currently have. The shoes could also signify movement, getting up on your feet to take action and move around. Again, the next step in your life requires movement, taking action on the things you're avoiding doing. For your next tarot card, you have the Eight of Wands reversed, which is the card that represents slow movement, losing your momentum, missing out on the perfect opportunity due to inaction, not finishing what you've started, or having a late start to something you should have done a long time ago. I'm picking up that it's time to go. I'm picking up on the example of a parent trying to wrangle up all of their kids into the car because they're running late, and there's always that one kid that wants to do something that is not part of their morning routine, or they are taking their sweet time with a particular task when no one has the time to wait for this one kid. In this scenario, you would be the kid, pile number 1, and the universe would be the parent. They're saying, let's go, hurry up, get your shoes on, we don't want to be late. And you're just like, but I need this and I need that. And the universe is like, no, you don't. I promise you, you won't need that. Now let's go. And you might be sad in the moment, but you'll get over it once we get to the new location and the new phase in life. You're gonna have more fun than you expected, to the point that you don't even think about what you left behind. Your next tarot card is the Ten of Pentacles upright. The blessing that someone could be receiving is an inheritance of some kind, an unexpected windfall. Again, you're being gifted with something that is better than what you currently have or are working with, and it makes your life 10 times easier. I'm hearing that something is helping to make you work smarter, not harder. Now, I'm picking up on a printer. Maybe you bought a new printer that does more than what your old printer did. You could need your printer for work. You work from home, or you're an entrepreneur, but I'm getting that it's almost like you're printing money. It naturally flows to you. One small change was all it took for things to start flowing again. The old printer could have honestly represented anything in your life that is jamming up and blocking the flow of blessings from coming your way. And all it takes is for you to take action to get rid of that old printer and buy a new one to get back into that flow state again. You don't even need to worry about fixing the old one. You've had it for years. You don't need to waste your time and energy trying to fix it. It's going to mess up and create problems for you again to fix tomorrow. It'll be a lot easier if you just bought a new one that doesn't give you a headache. You just have to get the new one set up to your liking, and from there, it's smooth sailing. Again, the printer could be a metaphor for something else in your life. Take this message how it's supposed to resonate with you and your life. Your next step is to take a step towards an upgrade or improvement or healing that you have been putting on the back burner and ignoring. For the last part of your reading, I will be pulling from the Work Your Light Oracle cards deck to give you your message you may want to remember as you enter the process of taking your next step in life. And the card that came out for you was the Dance with Life card that says, do something to change your energy. And reading from the guidebook for your card, it says, life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat, which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency, and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway, and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music, dance unrestrained, and fall into the frequency of life. In doing so, your body will begin to learn how to be moved by your intuition, which is connected by this systemic beat. If dancing isn't your thing, then simply do something that you would not usually do to shift the energy. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it, and you cannot attract a different experience without changing your energy first. It's time to shift things up and to find a way to dance along with the beat of life. And for your Work Your Light action, it says do something to change your energy. And that is all that I have for you, pile number 1. You've reached the end of your reading. I hope that the messages within this pile resonated with you. If you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow when I next upload. And until then, I hope that you all have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. See you later. Hello, my pile number 2s. Let's see what your next step in life will be. So for your first 3 tarot cards, you have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Pentacles upright, and the Devil card upright. You're playing small, pile number 2. You have habits or patterns that keep placing you in the Ace of Pentacles energy, which isn't bad energy to be in, but you deserve more. You can ask for more. You can be greedy. And picking up on that sound on TikTok where it's like, stop being so nice and show them how crazy you are, and the other person responds with, I don't want to act like that, that's the thing, I don't want to be that type of person. And then the other person responds with, it's not about who you want to be, it's who you gotta be. This could be the case of you being at work and you're doing your job and everyone keeps putting their responsibilities on you. If you're going to take on these other responsibilities that are outside of your own, your pay better reflect this increase of responsibility, and if it doesn't, drop it. Do not do more than what is expected of you. From the Ten of Pentacles reversed, there is an imbalance of something that could cause disputes to occur, and if it looks like you have to play the villain, then so be it. Essentially, the message is to learn how to stand up for yourself, pile number 2. I believe pile number 1 had a similar message of learning how to advocate for oneself at some point in their reading, but this energy wasn't as strong in their reading as it is in yours. It's a little bit more intense. I'm picking up that no one levels up and creates space for themselves by being a yes man, being someone who doesn't speak up for themselves. Don't be afraid to take up space. Your next step is to tap into that side of you that you know you have, that is not afraid to speak up and say something when they know that something is wrong. Put your foot down, pile number 2. I think that the people that you come across or interact with on a daily basis that have seen the nice side of you are taking advantage of that side of you. They will be taken aback by this seemingly sudden change in your behavior, and some of them might not like it because it indicates to them that they can no longer take advantage of you and they don't like it. I'm picking up on Sabrina Carpenter's song Good Graces. The lyrics So that whole song might resonate for some of you, pile number 2. The first line of that song that sticks out to me is when she says, "Don't mistake my nice for naive." To clarify the devil card, you have the 4 pentacles upright. It is okay to be selfish with yourself. Your next step in life has to do with your behavior, how you come across to others. I'm seeing a spectrum. On one end, it's this very angelic energy. You could do no wrong. You wouldn't even harm a fly. You're nice to everyone. You have this sweet energy about you. And then there's this devilish side that is the complete opposite of this angelic side. You're heartless, you're ruthless, you're very selfish. You don't care who you have to step on to get your way. For you, pile number 2, you're leaning a little bit more on the angelic side, and you're being called to lean a little bit more to the devilish side. The universe wants for you to be right in the middle. Too much of something can be a bad thing. It doesn't matter if you naturally gravitate towards the angelic side or the devilish side. They both can be harmful in their own way. At the time of me channeling for your pile, The Devil Wears Prada 2 has not come out in theaters yet, but I am picking up on the first movie. I'm picking up on the main character, Andy. I would say that she embodies the energy that I'm picking up on from you, pile number 2. I'm picking up on your voice. You can't be too quiet, you can't be too loud, but you need to make your voice heard. You need to make your presence be known. It's okay to stand up for yourself. I feel as though the messages that are coming through are making me speak in a way that is very direct. I need to get straight to the point with you, pile number 2. I'm picking up that you either got it or you don't. And whatever that means to you, the universe wants to make sure that you do got it. There is no room for error. Know who you are and what you are capable of, pile number 2. Learn to not let someone walk all over you and tell you who you are. And let's just say that their description of you is accurate. Own it. In the first movie, in The Devil Wears Prada, Miranda bluntly tells Andy in the interview who she thinks she is. You have no style, no sense of fashion, and yet you want to work for me in the fashion industry. It makes no sense. And Andy, instead of taking the insult and completely leaving, she turns back around and tells Miranda, yes, I don't know much about fashion. I don't fit into this world, but I know who I am, and that is someone that is smart and a hard worker. Pile number 2, in your next step in life, you need to speak life into yourself. Well, you don't need to, but I'll say that is highly recommended. Be selfish with your energy, guard it, protect it with your life. I'm picking up on people pleasing energy. You can't please everyone. Sometimes people need to learn how to get over it, and it's okay to face disappointment. It is okay for others to be disappointed in you. No one told them to place high expectations onto you. No one told them to put you on a pedestal. For some of you, you are comfortable if others reject you because you know that you can handle it, but you're not comfortable being the one who has to do the rejecting. Your next tarot card is the Queen of Cups upright. You have a heart, pile number 2, and the universe wants for you to keep that. Never let that side of you go. Some of you who have chosen this pile could be empaths. I'm picking up on empathetic energy. You would never do to others what others have done to you, and you don't want to come off as the villain. But there are those who, when they don't get what they want, they deem everyone as the villain. I'm picking up on the example of when a child tells an adult they're being mean when all the adult did was tell the child that they couldn't have something. And it was probably for a good reason. It was probably almost the child's bedtime and the adult told them that they couldn't have ice cream before bed. It's something as simple as that. You didn't do anything wrong by placing rules and expectations and or boundaries to follow. You're doing it not only to protect yourself, but to protect others and their well-being as well. You do the things that you do out of love because you care. And sometimes putting your foot down is required to ensure that you yourself and or those around you are safe and cared for. I'm picking up that you may need to get a little bit more creative with how you choose to put your foot down. In addition to this, remember to not lose your integrity in all of this. I'm hearing checks and balances, so having integrity is one thing that will help to ensure that you don't lean too far angelic and too far devilish. It's what will help to keep yourself in line. Let yourself be seen during this time. Letting yourself be seen is how you will earn more of what you want out of life. And picking up that letting yourself be seen can also help in indicating to others to take you seriously as well. For your next tarot cards, you have the Ace of Cups reversed, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles upright. In order to get what you want, the praise, the respect, the acknowledgement, the increase in pay, whatever you are currently desiring in your life right now, you have to do what you feel uncomfortable doing. And that is to speak up for yourself. You speaking up is what could provide you with the offer you needed. The change that not only you, but those around you could be seeking as well. I'm hearing someone say they didn't even listen to so and so what makes you think they'll listen to me? And I'm picking up that you could have potentially been in this energy for a while. You could be raising a child that you struggle with raising because for some reason they don't want to listen to you. Or you could be working at a job where your boss consistently does not listen to what others are telling them. They just want for things to be done their way, no matter how unrealistic their expectations are for everyone to meet. There is this sense of interacting with someone who's a bit spoiled, and your lack of willingness to speak up and saying something about it is kind of enabling this behavior. This person that you interact with or will come across does not need a yes man, someone who is willing to give them whatever they want. From the Devil card, your behavior or actions are contributing to this unhealthy environment, and in the next step in your life, it is to learn how to stand up for yourself and say something when you know something is wrong or unfair or unrealistic. I'm hearing bend over backwards. If that is something that you cannot physically do, then why are you even trying to do it in the first place? Learning how to say no will become your friend in this next phase in your life. Eventually, people will learn how to care for others one way or another. They will learn how to respect others one way or another. The universe is calling for you to be the catalyst in all of this. Sometimes it takes that one person to speak up that will inspire others to show their support and also speak up. And even if you speaking up doesn't get you the results you are seeking in one particular area of your life, I do see it affecting another area of your life. As an example, this could mean speaking up at your job and no one is listening to you, so you take your business elsewhere and work at a different job that will value you as an employee. And guess what? The pay is better and your absence will be felt and be missed at your previous job. You speaking up could lead you down the path you were meant to discover that you may have not known existed until now. To put it bluntly, pile number 2, stop accepting crumbs and enabling bad behavior from yourself and others. No one benefits from this in the long run, and the universe wants for you to start thinking about your future and where you want to go in life. Is this something that you want to be dealing with for the rest of your life? My guess is that the answer is no. So in order to not make that a reality for you, you have to not be afraid to do something about this. For some of you, this may have been a lesson that you had to learn time and time again in the past, and now it's coming back up to see if you've learned your lesson. Will you keep this pattern up, or will you say that this pattern ends today? If you're ready to say that this pattern ends today, then eventually down the line in the future, you will see the results you seek. From the Queen of Pentacles, I'm seeing a mother who people say that she runs a tight ship in her household when it comes to her children. They have structure because she speaks up, communicates, and puts into practice listening to boundaries, giving each other respect, and following the realistic rules and expectations. And because of this, her household isn't full of chaos, and the children know that they are loved and cared for. And that is all that the children want and need at the end of the day. Pile number 2, you can find a way to be nurturing while also providing structures so things aren't out of balance in your life. And when you create that structure, doors will open up to provide you with what you want more in your life. So try to provide a little bit more consistency with learning how to speak up for yourself as part of your next step in life. This may seem like a small next step in your life, but I'm picking up that it will do wonders for you if you dedicate time and effort towards learning how to advocate for yourself. It is a skill that you can carry with you throughout the rest of your life. For the last part of your reading, I will be pulling from the Work Your Light Oracle cards deck to give you the message you may want to remember as you enter the process of taking your next step in life. And the card that came out for you was the Age of Light card that says you've been training for this for lifetimes. And reading from the guidebook for your card, it says, mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this: you've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. And for your Work Your Light activation, it says, hold the card in your heart and say, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. And that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. You've reached the end of your reading. I hope that the messages within this pile resonated with you. If you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow when I next upload. And until then, I hope that you all have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. See you later. Hello, my pal number 3. Let's see what your next step in life will be. So for your first 3 tarot cards, you have the 3 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups all upright. For starters, I'm picking up on someone building a home. From the 10 of Cups, I want to say their dream home. I'm also picking up on the 3 little pigs and how one of them builds their home made out of sticks. But I think you're exploring pile number 3. You're trying to find a home that is right for you, where you belong. In the 10 of Cups card, I see a house on the right side in the far distance, and then the city in the far distance on the left side of the card. You could either be leaving the home to live in the city. You could be a college student who wants to travel somewhere that isn't home. You're looking for a completely different vibe. Using the story of the 3 little pigs as part of your reading, maybe the home you made out of sticks wasn't stable enough for you, so you want to move somewhere else that has a different vibe, different energy, and is more stable than the home you were previously living in. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on New York. Maybe it's because the little pig who does provide a stable home made his home out of bricks. You could be moving into a brick house or a brownstone apartment. For someone out there, you could be moving somewhere that's close to family, or you could be moving in with a family member that you are close with, or you could be moving in with someone who is like family or will eventually be like family to you. For others of you, you could be moving away from family, but not too far away. They will still be able to have access to you, even if you are an hour drive away, maybe 2 or 3. There is a stream of water that divides the 2 lands on the 10 of Cups card. That makes me want to say that potentially some of you may have plans to travel overseas. So maybe you're a flight or two away from home. I'm getting that there's a choice between the city side and the countryside as well. So take it how it resonates for you, pile number 3. Either way, it's very clear that in your next step in life, you are ready to explore, possibly travel. You are ready to experience life in a whole new way. To clarify the 9 of Wands for me, you have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. With what money, pile number 3? Okay, with what money, pile number 3 is what I just heard. So the goal is to get going, get moving, but there is something outside of you that keeps challenging you, that you have to face, and your energy shows in the cards that you are willing to fight for this goal so you can reach it. This could be like saving up money and putting in overtime so you can afford that special purchase or that vacation trip, or in a smaller sense, you're putting in all of this time, effort, and energy just so you can make sure that you are taken care of. All of your bills are being paid on time. Maybe you have loans that you have to pay off. You're trying to handle your responsibilities so you can enjoy life and relax later. Maybe the hours that you work at your current job isn't enough to make a living off of your checks, so you decide to get a second job. The 10 of Pentacles is very much saying that money is an issue for you, and you would like for it to not be an issue. When money goes in, it immediately goes out, which is leaving you in a vicious cycle where you're probably living off of paycheck to paycheck. There's very few dollars that you are able to save to build towards what you actually want your money to go towards, but you're trying. You're not giving up, even when you want to give up, because you trust and believe that you can do it. You can reach the 10 of Cups. You can be happy. Good luck can be on your side. You're hopeful that things will change eventually. Maybe not today, but soon. Maybe you're giving yourself a deadline to reach a goal, and then once you make it to that deadline, you're free. If it's not money that you're worried about, I do see you questioning, where are all of my efforts being poured into? If you're a student who's made it to finals week, you're saying, if I can get through this week, I can be free and I can graduate. You're putting in overtime when it comes to studying to ensure that you pass all of your exams so you don't have to revisit or retake a class, because then that would hold you back and that would go against what you actually want, which is to graduate on time and enjoy your break from school, where you can get to travel back home or visit a new location where you can feel happy and free from the stressors from school. Your next tarot card is the 7 of Swords upright. No cheating, no cutting corners to reach your goal. I just heard no chat GPT. I'm also hearing to reach your goals fair and square. It's a better feeling of satisfaction when you reach your goals the righteous way. However, you are allowed to get creative with your plan to reach your goal. For example, if you're a student who knows that they won't receive a perfect grade on a test or on a final essay, what you can do is calculate how much you need to get correct on a test, or how many points you need to earn on an essay to ensure that you still graduate on time. Sometimes reaching the bare minimum is all you need to reach your goal, and count your blessings. That rubric or that study packet will come in handy, so pay attention to what is actually being asked of you when it comes to passing the test or that essay. For those of you who are focused more so on money, find other avenues to earn money. I'm getting that scene in that one Barbie movie, Jammin' in Jamaica, where Barbie and her friends are selling their own products like jewelry, designing jackets, walking their neighbors' dogs as a way to earn money so they can travel to Jamaica. Get creative. Think outside of the box, pile number 3. If an opportunity comes your way where someone needs help with something, you can provide your services to them as a way to earn extra cash. Be open to certain opportunities. Does anyone need you to pet sit or babysit or mow their lawn, or they need extra set of hands to help them out with a project? Let them know that you are available to help, and ask how much are they willing to pay you for your services. I'm picking up for some of you to be flexible with your time so you can earn what you want. From the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, there is another group of you, pile number 3, that I am picking up on, where there is a cycle that you keep finding yourself in that is deeply rooted in your bloodline that does not serve you well. This could be karma that you now have to face because of the wrongdoings of others, and now you are being tasked with correcting their wrongs, or this could just be the endless cycle that continuously plagues your ancestral line, a cycle where you are not free to enjoy life, a cycle where you have to continuously struggle and pray and hope that you will be able to see the day where you can no longer have to struggle. Your next step in life would be to focus on breaking this cycle so you can free yourself and allow generations to come to not have to deal with this type of struggle again, which sounds like a lot of weight to carry on your shoulders. But again, I see you being open to this challenge and willing to take on what you are being tasked with to face. For some of you out there, I'm picking up that you may be faced with paying off the debt from another person, whether they are alive or not of this physical world anymore. And this debt does not have to be a financial one either. It could be, like I said earlier, the wrongdoings that someone else did, and now you have to pay for it. You could be attempting to lift certain known curses off of you if you have any within the family. Whichever group you resonate with, pile number 3, whether you're a student or someone who has a financial goal to help them reach other goals in life, or you're someone who is having to deal with dark things from your familial bloodline to rid yourself from, it is clear that the only way to make it to your goal is to go through it. You can't go around avoiding it. Not that I think that you would. Your energy in this reading is very much determined to get to your end goal. For those of you that are dealing with your family history, I am picking up on the word magic. Maybe you and or an expert that you know and trust can help you with lifting some of the curses off of you. I'm picking up that your words are spells. You can speak something into existence. Your words hold power. The power of your tongue could be all that you need to help you with separating yourself from certain blockages. That and taking action, making sure that the action you take moving forward aligns with the words that you speak. I'm hearing that someone needs to be a man of their words. Don't make promises you don't intend to keep. So think before you speak. You have the ability to remove certain blockages in your life that will allow you to eventually live a life where you are free and can sit in your feelings of happiness and joy and peace. If you want to put an end to something, do it the right way, not in a way where you have to be sneaky or cheat. If you have already made a promise and wish to no longer keep it, then a conversation needs to be had with another party involved. I'm picking up on someone wanting a divorce because they want to be free again. They want to be single and see other people again and explore other options that they may feel is better suited for them, a lifestyle that is better suited for them. But if children are involved in the connection, they still would want to be there for the children, even if the children are no longer in a 2-parent household. I'm hearing they're a phone call away, or a car ride away, or a flight away from being there for them when the children need them. Be mindful of the things you do, pile number 3, because not only will you have to face patterns from your ancestral line to dismantle, but you will also have to be mindful of the things that you do in this lifetime. Your actions can have an impact on the next generation. If you are someone who has children already, there are certain things you may be aware of that you have to face in life, and whatever you choose to do or don't do, they are paying attention to it. You could potentially pass down your behaviors onto them for them to deal with in the future if you don't handle it now. 7 of Swords is saying, just when you think no one's looking, think again. You may have left evidence behind, or the children may have witnessed something that will leave a mark on them forever. So be mindful, pile number 3, of the kind of action you are willing to take and set a good example. Do things the fair and right way so you may continue to bless the life you currently live, as well as the future that will exist after you. That is your next step in life. For the last part of your reading, I will be pulling from the Work Your Light Oracle cards deck to give you the message you may want to remember as you enter the process of taking your next step in life. And the card that came out for you was the Break the Chain card that says Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. And reading from the guidebook for your card, it says, you are being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with, but we do not know another way of being, and so we continue playing out the drama. The thing to notice when ancestral healing comes up is that you cannot heal another person, but your own healing can cause another person to choose to heal. Energy is freed up. You are being guided now to look at your life and decide how you want it to be. What ways of being or patterns are you ready to free yourself from? What part of your future do you want to rewrite? Now is the time to shake them off and dream a new future into being. And for your Work Your Light action, it says, what old ways of being from your family line are you ready to let go? Seek assistance from your support team, tribe, friends, healers, coach, etc. to begin freeing yourself from it now. And that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. You've reached the end of your reading. I hope the messages within this pile resonated with you. If you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow when I next upload. And until then, I hope that you guys have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. Goodbye.